hope it is, Lance. I hope it's louder than me. Welcome once again, and welcome back, and thank you so much to Chernabog and Rusty Powers for their version of La Cloche. Awesome cover, awesome cover. You know, sometimes you need to wake up. You know what I mean? Big day today of doing nothing, as always. You know, not being productive, not being rested, somewhere in between. Yeah, that's it. Didn't even like finish reading another play. Started doing another play off the shelf, right? Picked up Crimes of the Heart. Only got a couple pages in before other things started happening. But, you know, that's how it goes some days. Some days you can finally finish reading, and then some days you can't even start up a new thing. But we're getting back into reading, right? We're actually, like, doing it. But let us get into this Halloween flyer so we can get going on that. Get into the freaking vibes. You know what I mean? We'll get into that. And we'll also, what music should we choose? I'm liking the Laprise. Oh, and so is this YouTube algorithm. Oh, look at that logo popping up there. That's nice. Oop, that's all the way off. Let me know if that's okay. Let me know if that's okay with the levels there. But ooh, so exciting. We did our color blocked house yesterday. We got a freaking bat. I love Halloween. Right? But today we gotta find like we gotta do like the foliage, and we gotta do some like a cat face. We gotta do like a nice cat face. Let's find that real quick, actually. I definitely want like oh, but he's such a dapper young man. I want one that's doing like, ooh, that's doing this. You know what I mean? Arching its back and stuff. Cat drawing. Halloween. Oh, like she is beautiful. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. But I do like these cats because they have that face to them. Oh, dang. It didn't keep what it was. I want, where's open image? Here's her. Oh, she's so teensy tiny though. And we're sneaking around. Ooh, don't Don't get me. Don't get me, copyright people. Ooh, don't get me. How was my day? My day was good. We didn't get a lot done, but that's it. It's you know, it's whatever. Um. Oh, also, I guess I should give y'all an update. We're still like just reviewing things for March Caprice 5 things. So while the videos may be done, we're still just teensy tiny like tweaks and stuff. But that should be coming very soon. I also will do a lot of that during the weekend. So, I mean, I don't want to make any promises, but like, again, soon. They're coming soon. How was your day, though, Lance? I feel like that might be a little bit more interesting than my day. Oh, she's just so beautiful. Look at her. Worked and napped. That's it. Yeah. Everybody's kind of been having kind of a boring time, right? It's almost like in that middle bit of like a season where we're almost just like waiting for it to turn over. You know what I mean? Which is why we're just prepping out so freaking hard for Halloween, right? I guess that's what like back to school season is like as an adult, right? There's nothing that there is to do. Except, you know, I guess just wait for the new COVID surge to hit. I don't want to cut this whole cat out, but if I do not contiguous, will you just select all these guys? Okay, so you're not being a bro here. What is the sound? The sound that's like a helicopter going overhead. Dang it. think what I might do, though, is just... Let's see if I can't, because I want to keep the eyes, so let's select the eyes here. Here. Keep that color, and we want to keep this color. We'll select inverse, and let's see if we can't mess with, we will do on adjustments. See if we can't turn this guy into more of a teal. Ooh, that kind of matches. Oops. This mouth has just a little bit of a hard line. Let's just fade that out just a teensy tiny bit. Right? Oh, now he just blends into the background. See him? Isn't that so cute? Oh, he's so cute. Ooh. That's him. And what else did we have? What other cats? We had these cats. Isn't this cat on like fireworks? Right? I feel like I see this cat. We do want vintage pumpkin face. Smile the clown. Oh, that's a cutie. me when me when I let a fart rip. A loud, wet fart rip in a crowded room. Oh, these are beautiful. These are cute. Oh, you can't do that. I want... over the garden wall, pumpkin people. This is somebody's artwork. Can't just take that. This is someone's artwork too, I guess, but like... Oh, he's scary. Sad, sad tears of a clown. Oh no. Oh, I'm in the way. Oh. Maybe I'm less more in the way over here, actually. Oh. Should we go for this guy with the hat? Or should we go for this, ooh, in the corner over there? These don't fit, but they're so cute. Oh, this guy. I had this guy as a kid. Oh, yeah, it's very like that one. Although this one's more... Oh! I didn't click that, did I? Yeah, this one is more vintage because it has like more texture. More texture. Ah, perfect. And they're so easy too. Put you right over here. Oop. Beautiful. We're going kind of minimalist in that we're only having like a couple of things. We're only got like the moon here, the house here, the cat there. But we're like, right? We're like there. I think. Yeah, where did I get that cat picture from though? That had other cool stuff in it. Uh-oh. I should just keep this around, just in case. Cat extras. Oh, now I'm in the way. Oh, not that way. Oh, I said, here we go. Here we are. Okay. So this is our listy list, guys. Where are, I want the swatches, turn you off. We just need to do foliage. That's what we need to do. Where is that one? Look. Okay, so we got Twiggy Guy, a popsicle, like a leaf. That's the same as that. And this one has no trees. Oh, this has like cool pumpkins on in the background. I didn't see those pumpkin guys. Whoa, they're so happy. There we go. Then we're gonna make barren tree. Let's make you a little bit, a touch more brown. So he kind of goes like this. They don't really, oh, they kind of taper off a little bit. Dee doo, dee doo, dee doo, dee doo, dee doo. Oops. Laugh, clown. Go ahead, clown, laugh. Oh, yes, it's coming out. Nice. Quite simple, too. Always love that. I might have to adjust the color once I'm done, because it actually is looking a little too warm. Actually, now that I think about it. Ooh, the change up on her. Yeah, let's just get rid of this guy. He's not really with the club. All of your troubles will turn into bubbles? The bubbles that you can freeze? Yeah, now we need to... Maybe we'll turn the saturation down a little bit. Oh. That's good, but now can we... I want to just add like a color balance. Here we go. Let's add a little bit more blue here. More cyan. Okay, so let's just try again. Let's go straight cyan. Yes, I like that. But I think we now need to up the saturation, up the lightness, just so we can see it. Maybe we make it darker. Yeah. I know, right? Brand new news to everyone here. You can freeze the bubbles. Which bubbles? The bubbles. The bubbles. The bubbles. Okay. You know what? Actually, we should make like a lighter variant and a darker variant. That's what we should do. Bam, trick 2. This will be the darker one. Just a touch darker. Yes. I'll put them. Next, you'll tell me you can pop the bubbles by singing. Right? Imagine a mechanic like that. Where's all my trees? Okay, we want them to be above the stars. And then we'll do a leaf. A leaf tree. La la la. So actually, where are my... Can I do Control F? No. I feel like I should be able to search for the name of my own layer. Here are swatches. Okay, then we're gonna do a leaf tree. And we do kind of want this to be perfectly symmetrical. Do I have a mirror tool? A mirror tool somewhere? Okay. We can't just do this. Is it? Actually, we should learn. Symmetry mode. Edit tab. Well, that's the same thing. Click the butterfly option in the options bar. Is this the options bar? I don't see any. Butterfly. Okay, well. We can't just do this. La da dee da, la da da da, la da dee. That's good. And then we just like keep the pattern going. Aww. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I was putting stuff here. Yeah, that's our guy. I wonder, can we? Because I kind of want one to be orange, an orange background, but with yellow details. You know what I mean? Feel like that would help me get some variety. But invert does. I just want to switch the layers. I wonder if I can just switch layers or switch. Find and replace. Maybe I should just keep them separate for one moment. Why does it always make it this shitty pixelated thing though? Cause like, is it anti-alias? That's good. Leaf, tree, 2. Now we get to do the lollipop trees. Yeah. Popsicle tree. We gotta... Oh, you know what? We should make a round top here. Right there. We'll make this smoother. Just in case. Because it likes to not be smooth for some reason. Actually... Look, a popsicle. We've made it. And this one's like red. Goes a touch more vibrant. Is there a Halloween Candyland variant? Because that should definitely be a thing. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it's just people in Candyland costumes. Popsicles. It might be this. Ooh, she slays. She's serving. Because, like, right, the whole thing is to have, Oh no, is this all AI stuff? The whole point of Candyland is to have, like, a bunch of houses made out of candy. Or at least buildings and stuff, right? And that's very, you know, witch mythos, so it would make sense. This all looks like AI stuff, though. Oopsie poopsies. Oh, someone decorated their front door to look like a Candyland space, though. That's pretty nice. Oh, my face is in the way. Hold on. That's cool, isn't it? I don't know if it's very Candyland theme. It's candy. I would maybe call that trick or treat. Poisonally. I don't really remember the rules to the game, TBH. It's one of those. It's kind of like a. 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 It's more of just like you roll the dice, right? Kind of games. You don't. There's not like. It's one of those baby games where it's like there's no real strategy to it, really. You know what I mean? You just like you go forward based on the dice that you roll, and therefore, you know, whoever just rolls the most wins. That's a board game I remember having a blast playing, but I never revisited it growing up. Well, because it is kind of a game for babies. I'm sure if you were ever to like have kids or something, that would be the time to, or have kids or like are babysitting kids, that would be the only real time that you should be playing it. What is, yeah, we just kind of go. I remember cards for something. Yeah. What did you do with the cards? Is it like you roll, or did you move by picking up a card and that like would tell you? So again, right, it's not, it's 100% just like up to chance what happens in the game. And like even as a kid, I remember being like, this is stupid. Like I can't even like game the system or anything or like win because like I did something. Yeah, that and like Chutes and Ladders and kind of sort of Monopoly. But, you know. Monopoly is something to keep around, though, because that's the earliest anti-capitalist indoctrination we can give to our kids. And I appreciate that. Ooh. Sweet lips. Oh, wait. Yes. That's my popsicle guy. Oh, should I make these thinner? They should probably be thinner. Ah, God. Why are you so ugly when you do that? I gotta make these thinner. I need to do like this. Nope. You have the Lord of the Rings version of Monopoly? That's real cool. If you roll double ones, which are Sauron's eyes, the game ends instantly because he wins. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, but actually, isn't the whole point that he only has the one eye? Checkmate. Checkmate game developers. I don't think you actually know the property enough. Actually, let's go 7. And we're just gonna redo these because they need to be a teensy tiny bit thinner. Is that how thin I want them? Maybe I want them made to be even this. Yeah. Ta-da! Yes. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like her. Bum, 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 bum. Perfect. And should double all of these. And I want this one to be more red. So this, we need to hue change. Bump this. These need to be like a darker red. Ooh. Popsicle tree 1. Here is popsicle tree 2. Oops. Flipping that. And she shall also be flipped. Oh God, Junior, giving me a heart attack. Let's turn you off. Yes, our forests, they're here. Actually, bring you forward, bring you backward. Right. Perfect. But I do want you to be... Here we go. I want you to be forward the most. That's working. Then you, I want you to be forward. You need to be behind the barren trees. There we go. You should also go behind the barren trees. Some chocolates and a big bouquet. Oh, yes. You just come forward. Whoa. Did you hear the, like, what's that called? Parallax? When it goes from one ear to another? Alrighty. That's our guys. Whoa. Let's just get... I suppose before we... And should maybe this layer just go... Can I just bring you all the way to the top? Should I put this like texture layer over everything? Oh, that is nice, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just have to put the texture layer over everything. Although it does make everything a little duller or darker. It is nice. So I think what's next is we just got to get our like list together of what we're actually going to be watching and stuff. But that's going into, and then we can do like the little like boomerang border around everything. But I kind of wanted to pivot because something very important starts. It kind of starts tomorrow, but it also, most of what they actually have going on in their schedule is Destination D23. So, for those of you who don't know, quick little history lesson. D23 is a fan organization of Disney people. The 23 refers to 1923, the year that the Walt Disney Corporation was founded and created, really. So D23 being a fan event is also kind of, it's half a fan event, half like kind of sponsored by Disney, or at least endorsed. So it's a fan event, but it still works very closely with the actual company, and therefore when it in like the off times, when you're not hearing about it, it's usually just like a pin club, right? Members just get like a Disney pin sent to them in the mail like once a month. But when you're mostly hearing about it is when it's the D23 Expo. Now, the D23 Expo is a biennial event. Biennial is the way that you differentiate. Who's sneezing? Biennial instead of biannual, right? So biennial, one word, means once every other year instead of meaning twice a year, right? Hello, darling. What are you doing? How's it going? So, the D23 Expo being a biennial event, as you might have guessed, when there is an off year, right, as we are in right now, there is not the D23 Expo. They have instead started to call it Destination D23. And Destination D23 being the off year of the Expo, it's a smaller event. It's an event that's, instead of being held in the Anaheim Convention Center, which is a very large convention center, right? Most conventions that you think of, like Comic-Con, VidCon, just all of the largest conventions, if they're happening on the West Coast, they're usually happening at the Anaheim Convention Center. And of course, Anaheim is where Disneyland is. So of course they host the D23 Expo when it is the on years, like every year. Every year that it's the on year, they host it. But when it's in the off years, the Destination D23, they usually hold it in the East Coast, right? The Disney World complex in Florida. They usually do it in the Contemporary Resort, which does have a lot of like convention space in the hotel. Um, do, 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 do. So, but of course, because like again, it is a fan club, but it is still operated by the Disney company and works closely with the Disney company. The Walt Disney Corporation does have a huge presence at this convention, right? It gets official panels done by the official company. So the D23 Expo is where the Disney kind of reveals all of its biggest announcements for new and upcoming projects, right? And they do it for the whole range of the company, whether that be for the parks or the movie studios, and then under the umbrella of the movie studios, there's all of the different acquisitions that the Disney company has had, right? Whether it be the film studios making the animated movies, or the film studios making their live action Disney movies, which don't happen all that much, but or Marvel or Pixar or, you know, what other things have they acquired? That convention center just posted the Pokemon World Championships about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. The Anaheim Convention Center is usually book solid, like all year round, doing conventions all over the place. But yeah, the theme parks, the movie division, and then every once in a while, there are interactive projects. So like Disney video games. Not that there is a lot of them, right? They used to be running a couple of mobile games. I think they're all out of service by now. And I'm not talking about like Kingdom Hearts mobile games. I'm talking about like actually like the Disney, like the what was it, like the Elseworlds version of like Disney Stars. It was cute, but it was, you know, very gotcha. I love the outfits on them though. But so D23 being kind of the smaller event for the off years, not a lot of announcements are really going to be made here, and they usually never are, especially because of the fact, you know, COVID pandemic started, and that's thrown a wrench in all areas of our lives. But it, you know, it still does affect multi-billion-dollar corporations like the Disney companies. So, like, over the past years, with like tourism being in such flux, the parks have never really come back. The release of movies, the movies have never really been back. Well, I guess they're just starting to get back now with like Superman and stuff making like a whole lot of money. So they're people are just kind of starting to get their bearing on like bouncing back from pandemic shutdowns. Even though, you know, we probably should be in more shutdowns than we have been, especially right now. Just so we all don't die, but that's another issue. So you're saying there's a chance? I mean, it's possible. It's possible that Kingdom Hearts could show up, but that's a major point that we're going to get into later. But so for the past couple of years, especially in regards to the D23 expos, whether they be the on or the off years, I'm thinking this is actually Where's the music coming from? Just because this has lyrics, it's getting a little bit distracting in my brain. But, sorry if that was bugging you out. I just flashbanged myself. But so, okay, so the off years, I think 2020 was supposed to be like the on year for D23, but they of course pushed it back and had no expo, whether it be an off year or an on year. So like ever since then, it's been like pushed back a year. So like the years should have been flipped for what they've been having. And ever since the pandemic started, even though it's still going and people are still trying to rebound from it, despite the fact that it's still ongoing, especially when it comes to like business practices and Disney's kind of been in this weird slump of like trying to win people back. Win people to go back to their parts, which win people to go back to, you know, watching their movies. And, you know, there's a wide variety of factors of why tourism isn't doing good. Nobody's doing good financially, so they don't have a lot of money to spend on, you know, entertainment stuff, which is what the Walt Disney Company is. So, people across the board are hurting, and so is Disney. And in the past couple of years, there's been this like weird, they've been trying to really like prove themselves for the last couple of years, you know, to be like, no, we really are a destination and you should come to our parks and you should see our movies. But at the same time, nobody, including multi-billion-dollar companies, really has all of the employees, because again, it's a pandemic. It killed a lot of people. We kind of just don't have as many workers as we did a few years ago. We kind of don't have as many tourists as we did a few years ago. One, A, because they died, and two, B, because now everybody just doesn't have the excess money to spend on any form of entertainment, whether that be traveling entertainment or movies and video games and such. But all that to say is that like Disney has been really trying to make big announcements while also not really having a lot of plans in place to announce. And that's been where like the weirdness has been for the past few years. You know what I mean? They have like what was the last, so like last year, the on year, they had a D23 Expo, and it was the biggest that they've had in the last couple years, you know, because extenuating circumstances. But you could tell that like every single big announcement that they had was for events that were going to be happening many years in the future, right? Like the big announcement that they had last year was they were making a Villains Land in Walt Disney World, or is it Land? Where is Villains Land going? We did this just the other day. Villains Land. In World, yes. So Villains Land is coming to Florida, but we only got one picture of concept art. This is still like very much in the future. They only, I think, just recently broke ground on it. So this whole thing, despite being the coolest thing that they announced, is still many years from people actually being able to go in it, right? This is at least 5 or 6 years away still. So with like that in mind, especially the D23 Expo being in its off year, being in its Destination D23 year, I would expect not a lot to happen over the next weekend. It will be fun for Disney people who like care about like the presentation of like the Walt Disney archives, but not to a lot of other people, you know. But oh, this was a different page than I found earlier. Hold on, let me find the D23 schedule. Is this it? No, that's the same thing I was just on. Events. What did I find earlier? It had like a schedule. Let me check this history real quick. Here it is. Here is the event schedule. It's been having like, and it's one of those things where like it has little things going on all throughout the week. And it supposedly starts Friday, but Friday also has not much going on. But as you can see, we get into like the real events of the convention here on a Saturday. So the main thing to look forward for first is that at 9:15 a.m. This is Eastern time. Oh, that's the special thing. Because it is in Florida, right? East Coast, so Eastern time. At the Walt Disney Studios showcase, so that should be talking about the what the animation studio. I'm assuming it's Walt Disney Studios is the animation studio, so I wouldn't expect this to be more about movies and announcing upcoming projects and any that they have. I don't know if they have any left over that they haven't announced yet, right? Because like it was Echo was the other like upcoming. I feel like that's the only other movie that they had announced by last D23. Before that came out, and that came out. So I assume that's just like all new stuff that's coming out. Otherwise, they're just going to announce like more fucking sequels. And also this year, they did announce that there would be no Parks Showcase. So nothing going on there either. Just across the board. There'll be a welcome back thing. They're doing a Three Caballeros thing. They're doing a part 1 and a part 2 on both days. So big caballeros gear. Disney Legends. And then they're also having this Disney Around the Globe panels. And these are reoccurring. You can see there's a couple of them throughout the weekend. This is kind of interesting because as we get down to 225 here, there's Disney Around the Globe, Japan. Now, for any Kingdom Hearts fan who knows, this could be maybe one of the places where we come in because it was D23 that the Kingdom Hearts 3's release year was announced, but it did also show up at specifically a D23 Japan event. So it was D23, but it was happening in Japan. So, again, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up, but I'm betting on, depending on what like these Disney Around the Globe sections are even like really like, All right, they could just be talking about the parks that they have. Well, they don't have a park in India. Actually, I don't quite know what Disney does all in India, so that's interesting, especially that they're kicking off this Disney around the globe stuff with an India spotlight. Um but they've been messing around with the Hercules live action, right? Right. So, especially because this is, well, but is it is it a thing? Well, cuz like I feel like it's a thing of like when like an album gets released, it always gets released like at a certain time, right? It releases at like Friday before 9 or something like that because it's to like get onto the attention cycle or something, and that has changed the way that like things social media has changed. I'm calling the village elders, right? I don't know what how to predict that. So it's like it's either Fridays or Saturdays that really big things do get released, so or announced. So maybe this 9:15 a.m. they might be like announcing who might that they are making like something like a live action Hercules, and of course, you know, that would be made with like A-list actors and stuff in it. So I guess just to get ready for Ariana Grande to be Meg, and for that to be big news on Saturday. Maybe, you know, who knows. Um, and I guess like yeah, that could so yeah. So this earliest things, especially with like a break coming right after that, and then a welcome back thingy. I'm not sure. That could be like a big thing that they're doing then. Um, but then again, you know, that's for Kingdom Hearts fans who are so very desperate for any news on our new big and beautiful boy. It's been about it's been like about 3 or 4 months since we got like the last screenshots of KH4, right? And that was directly after the announcement that like Missing Link got shit canned. So that means big things were happening like 3 or 4 months ago, right? Even if the decision to like actually cancel it, that's still a big decision, right? That includes like a rearrangement of people who were working on Missing Link into other projects. Does that mean that they just needed like more people other places to like help finish things up a lot quicker for reasons because the due date is coming closer? Who knows? So if I'm putting money anywhere, I would guess Disney Around the Globe Japan at 2:25 p.m. on Saturday. Maybe that could, maybe. So yeah. But again, the places that Kingdom Hearts has when it has appeared at like D23 events, it's been on the on-ears. You know what I mean? So I doubt it would be more for the smaller event here. I think the D2K Animated Classics is going to be more about like the Disney Channel from like the 2000s, because they're also doing very retro stuff. Very Mercury 6. I wonder where they got the idea. Disney Eats, and then they're doing like their like nightclub of the first day is the Cuscotopia. So, you know, a joke around that, I'm starving for KH4 and I'm one of the few who doesn't mind the wait. The KH2 to KH3 period trained me well, right? And yeah, that's just, I also like I'm just it's whenever it happens. I got other things to preoccupy myself with. So, you know. I'm perfectly fine to wait, but like I am also curious. Like I want to see what's going on, you know what I mean? I know that the game is coming out eventually. I just an update would be nice, you know. Um, I guess another thing to look up out for is this Disney Villains Icons of Evil because of the aforementioned, you know, Villains Land, right? That could be where they start to announce more things about this land. They said that there would be a coaster. They said that there would be a restaurant. Maybe we can get more detailed concept art about both of those attractions and see if there's any more details to come out about Villains Land, because Villains Land looks to be big and beautiful. Three Caballeros thing again. Roy Disney stuff. Down the rabbit hole with the Disney archives. Again, that'll be for the nerds and the weirdos and the freaks and the geeks. So I'll be very excited about the archives panel, but I don't expect anybody else to be. They usually have like costumes and props and other little things from Disney movies and extinct Disney rides and you know, we're always also keeping an eye out for Buggy because, you know, we need to know where the boy is. Yeah, the sudden drop of Missing Link has me curious too. Yeah. It could be a real reorganization thing, or it could just be the fact that they, you know, chose to do a Pokemon Go ripoff like 12 and a half years after Pokemon Go was popular. Yeah. It could also just be that. Maybe they figured out, hey, wait a minute, this might not be a good investment. Hey, wait a minute, I don't think people care about this all that much. I wasn't leaving my house to go play Kingdom Hearts Go. Yeah, how about you, Kingdom Hearts, go to the polls and vote for healthcare, maybe? Maybe one day that will be on a ballot. I can vote for once. Just a little bit. Just a little crumb. A little bit of healthcare. Just maybe. Just one that's maybe slightly more affordable than what we have now. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Behind the Spires, an insider look at the Disney castles. That also might get me turned up. And then, of course, they're doing a Goofy movie stuff. Again, very nostalgia, very March Capri 6. Woohoo for them for copying us. You know what, Walt Disney? Well, you know what, the Walt Disney Incorporation, you are lucky that March Caprice is not suing you for for infringement of our intellectual property. We're just giving you this one. Yeah, it's a rough mobile market to break into. And also, I don't want to play any more mobile games. So that is what to look for this weekend in Destination D23. I don't know how much of this is actually going to be shown, live streamed, and accessible to people who aren't going there. Usually when these conventions with like these big announcements happens, it's like almost better to stay home anyway. One, because, you know, it's a convention and that's a big super spreader event, but also just because like it's also just hard to like understand what the announcements are happening when you're actually there, from what I've heard. I've also never been to these in person, but like, you know, if you need to pop a reaction off real quick, you know, it's hard to do it from the convention floor. But I still play Pokemon Go, but I know I'm a rare breed there too. It's like, it's you and Kino are the only ones holding up the fort there, Wally. It's yeah. It's not for me. But then again, I'm also not a home leaving person. But, you know, not a home leaving person means I'm also not going to these conventions, not seeing things in real time. Even if, it would be easy to understand even when they're happening, because it's also, like, spread out, and if you're not at the correct panel where they're making the announcement, you can miss it just as much as someone who's at home anyway. But like, oh, that's something. Just to give you like a visual of what Destination D23 is, like if you've ever seen like the actual on-year D23 Destination D23. And of course, the best way that you're going to get like a full picture of this is... Oh, let's actually watch a trailer. Is like the vlogs that are gonna come out from Disney people afterwards. Wow, Disney only has 6 million subscribers. Yeah, you have to be like a gold subscriber to their fan club in order to actually get any like real live stream coverage from any of the panels. That's great. I gotta get his friend code. You should go like tag him and just pester him until he does. Okay, that was nothing. Where is... Yeah. Oh, and that was another thing, right? Destination D23, it happened the last time in 2023, right? So, like, 2023, right? The whole reason why they got their name was that was the founding year of the Disney company. And so, of course, with, like, COVID pushing the off year and the on year back a year, that means that their 100-year anniversary was in the off year of Destination 2023. So, so like their 100-year anniversary, and again, still not really bouncing back from pandemic shutdowns. Also because the pandemic isn't over. You know, kind of led their 100-year anniversary to just be like a kind of a wet fart in the wind. Didn't really amount to much. Oops. You know, and that's just bad luck, them. But you know, one of my favorite vloggers is the Tracker family. And so like again, the way that you're going to get like a fuller picture of what's going to have happened is when you're watching the vlogs that are gonna come out after the event is already over. So, but like, okay, we're gonna sit here and wait for Adobe to get their stuff done. But as you can see, Tim is at the Contemporary Resort here in the background, and so, right, so it's basically just one hallway, or like an L-shaped hallway that does the convention, as opposed to like, you know, the entire convention center for the on years. And it's mostly you go to Destination D23 for like this little shopping panel that they have, right? Come out with a couple Spirit jerseys, a couple hoodies, hats, stuff like that, right? It's where you get like a exclusive merch just for the event to say that you were there, you know what I mean? But then they also have like if there's like a new restaurant opening up in the parks, you can like they'll serve you food from that new restaurant. if there's a new ride opening up, like the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster was about to open up the last Destination D23. You could go sit in the ride vehicle, see what it's gonna be like, right? But like again, there's not gonna be, yeah, mostly merch. I think this is, they also had like a little the archives has like a little, yeah, this is like the archives little a temporary museum pop-up kind of thing happening where you can go and see things like these are a bunch of hats from, right, there's the Scarecrow, there's Mary Poppins hats. The Great Movie Ride had, I think, just closed at the time. I don't know who those peoples were. The water effect that closed very quickly. What great tartan. What was that from? Wait, let's listen to what Tim says about this. This is a great costume. What is this? Oh, it's Golden Horseshoe.
Does it say? Ooh, the magical world of Barbie.
Oh. Slay.
This one, I guess, is from the magical world of Barbie.
Slay.
I don't know what these two are from.
Those are all slays. But where is, there was like, was it this last D23 or Destination? I always wanted to just call it Destination 23. I think they had like one of the very rare, who's the guy with Figment? He's like the Imaginator or something like that. His like little one of his like very rare vehicles. I think there's only like 2 of them left, so one of them was displayed. But yeah, again, it's announcements but smaller. So don't get your hopes up. Just kind of look for updates of what they already have announced. So like updates on Villains Land. Updates, well, but then also, again, like they're not doing a theme park panel specifically. So maybe something about Kingdom Hearts 4. But then again, also probably not. Anyway, on that note, that's about it, right? Next week we will be getting our Halloweeny list together of what we want to see. If you have any suggestions for what we need to see over the Halloweeny season, we're getting started early on them. Video games, movies, TV shows, books, comics, you know? We'll have to see. We'll have to get on all of them because we want this to kind of be, it's for me, and it's mostly for me, but I also want, like, people to get in the mood too, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We could get in the mood together. Thank you so much for being here today. It was awesome to have you. And I'm the only one streaming right now, so I'll let you all go, let you have a great night. Hope you're very much in the spooky spirit. And keeping my fingers crossed for good announcements during Destination D23, but I'm also not keeping my hopes up, so I'm not disappointed. Listen, I won't be disappointed. But, you know, we'll be back. We'll discuss if there's ever anything huge or big that's announced there. And that'll be about it for me today on this fine Thursday. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday. And that's it. I'll see you later, okay? Bye-bye. And an extra little special goodbye before you do bye.